Another week where Meghan Markle has been mocked by A-listers on both sides of the Atlantic. I'll get analysis from our royal mastermind, Angela Levin, in just one moment. But let's kick off with Katie Hopkins, the UK provocateur-in-chief, bringing, I would argue, possibly the most brutal takedown so far of With Love, Meghan.
Oh, hi, it's me, Princess Duchess Meghan Markle, just here in the kitchen, as you might expect, reimagining the banana split as we speak. Now, I hear that Gwyneth Paltrow has been throwing some shade in my direction. Well, here's the thing, Gwyneth. You may have bagged yourself an Oscar, but I bagged myself an actual prince, a royal prince. Now, he may have been the ginger one and the shit one and the spare one, but he's royal all the same. And here's the other thing. I am a strong black woman, and black trumps white any day of the week. Oh, sorry, you like my dress? Oh, thanks so much. This one is called the Windsor because I am cannibalizing my own family name harder than those nice Pakistani people in Bradford that make sexy times with their first cousins. Anyway, if I show you my children, Lilibet and Archie, will you buy one? Will you? Anybody?
And Angela, there is a serious point there, isn't there? Obviously, Katie Hopkins is a comedian these days, but there is a serious point there about the fact that this week she did even more start to pimp out, commercialize the kids. And it's so hypocritical, given that her and Prince Harry had previously been talking all about the ills of social media for children. So I think it's comedy sometimes that does point out their rank hypocrisy, right?
Yes. I didn't smile, as you probably saw. Those sort of things don't appeal to me. I know that what she says are maybe quite right, but it's not the sort of thing that I'm taking with it. I don't find it funny. But actually, if you think of the picture, Meghan with her little boy, Archie, look at that picture. It's absolutely astonishing. He's clinging onto the top of her leg, and his leg is round hers, and he's clinging onto her. I don't know. He doesn't seem happy. He doesn't seem relaxed. I'm much more concerned about that. What on earth is wrong with little boy? Does he want to be lifted up and say, it's not fair, you do it, my sister, and not me? I don't know. And some people say the leg is in the same position as another picture. I'm not good at that sort of thing, but I can see that actually he is very, very worried about life at that moment. Why did she take that when she wasn't even, as a photograph? I think that's also awful, that you see one picture with your child who looks very worried and anxious, and you carry on going because this is a picture you want, and then you're going to quickly come out with something else so that people will think, oh, that's great, let's see the children, now I want to buy that or take that or do that. I mean, you can see that it's all for herself, because why did she have to take that really heartbreaking picture?
All right, folks, buckle up, because Katie Hopkins just delivered one of the most brutal takedowns of Meghan Markle we've seen yet. Now, say what you will about Katie, but when it comes to calling out hypocrisy, she does not hold back. In her usual sarcastic style, she tore into Meghan's relentless PR stunts, the constant victim narrative, and even poked fun at her alleged obsession with status. And let's be honest, does Katie have a point? Because it does seem like Meghan thought marrying Harry would come with endless wealth and influence, but reality has been a rude awakening for her. She even joked about Meghan's new brand, American Riviera Orchard, being nothing more than a desperate attempt to cash in on her royal name.
We also have more this week from Bethany Frankel, who has given some, I guess, very constructive criticism of Meghan Markle, which has gone viral, and she's tried to explain why. And I thought that was such a good point, Angela Levin, because the thing is, an Us Weekly, where Meghan is on the cover this week, they're trying to portray Meghan as if she's some type of dork. And it's like, no, we don't buy it. This is the problem. There have been so many reinventions and none of them are authentic.
No, I don't think Meghan knows who she wants to be, actually. she keeps changing her mind and trying to do everything, and hanging on to her title, which she really doesn't like because she doesn't like the royal family. I mean, all of it is completely ridiculous. But she can't. She wants to be a cook. She wants to make lovely meals, but she can't cook because she doesn't like baking and she doesn't like cooking. And I mean, she's in a mess. She's in a real mess, and because of that, she's in a mess with Harry, and the whole thing is ridiculous. And she wants lots of money. She thought when she would marry Harry, he would have billions of amounts of money, but he only has a few million. Oh dear, that's no good. So she flirts with William to see, maybe, you never know. And that's a ludicrous thing to say. So now she's determined and sure that she will become a very, very rich person doing it by herself. But the trouble with Meghan is she's never satisfied with anything like that. She could have the most amazing jewelry and amazingly expensive dresses and have the house and her 16 bathrooms, which I'm always mentioning because I can't believe it, and she still doesn't feel content with that. And she's just very, very mixed woman. And the fact that we have had to stand for this, for lots of love from Meghan, all Meghan, coming Meghan, and talking about how she's managing or how she's becoming so clever, and hear what her friends are, but actually overtaking them because she's the only one she's interested in hearing. She's in a mess, but she thinks she's perfect. So we're all wrong and she's all right.
Well, and she still does have the odd defender, Angela Levin. Look at this from the UK's Jeremy Vine show this week.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I find that absolutely unbelievable an argument, Angela, because come on, Meghan calls herself the Duchess of Sussex at every possible opportunity. She puts it at the end of her Netflix show. It's so insane to try and say that she is not cashing in on an institution that she has tried to destroy. And this is the entire dichotomy and the entire hypocrisy of Meghan.
And let's face it, what does Meghan Markle actually do besides slap a royal label on everything? No wonder even Hollywood is starting to roll their eyes. This is where things get really interesting. Meghan reportedly expected Harry to be a billionaire, but instead he's worth a modest few million. No. She's launching yet another brand in a last-ditch effort to build her fortune. Sound familiar? We've seen it time and time again. Meghan jumps onto a new project, pushes it with a huge PR campaign, and then it flops. Remember the Spotify deal? Gone. The Netflix hype? Fading fast.
Yes, absolutely. And the ridiculous thing is that she puts it there because of hate. Why use a name that absolutely reminds you of a past that you no longer want to think about? But she wants to hang on to it. And I think it's quite ridiculous, actually. And she looks silly because it's always there. And now she's got this royal signet at the top and her M. So it means she's not even with Harry anymore. It's her own part of the royalty. And I think she still would like to be Queen of the UK, because then she could get things right for us. The fact is, she's not going to get it, thank goodness. But she still feels that she was treated so badly, and she knows about how it all should be. And since she was only there for a very short time, she can't. You can't change your country, change your friends, change every type of work, and then say you know how to do it better than anyone else. That's a ridiculous comment and thought.
And the thing is, Angela, what is so fascinating with woke daytime television in the United Kingdom is they know that it's so ludicrous to have to say Meghan Sussex and big up her show. But the problem is they also know that their bosses, for example, at Woke ITV, are telling them, oh, no, we love Meghan Sussex and you've got to call her Meghan Sussex. Watch this from my former colleague, Lorraine Kelly. I mean, Angela, what does he mean? There's a lot of love. Has he not read any of the reviews. And actually, I do think this is why the mainstream media is dying, Angela, because they are so determined to push a particular ideology at ITV that they will literally just lie to their viewers.
Yeah. Well, I think there was almost no love there at all, because people were angry for so many different reasons, which, you've already heard. I won't go through the list, but it was hugely disappointing, and people found it they couldn't bear to watch it. I know lots of people told me, and I think you too, they could only manage it for 10 minutes, and then they thought, I cannot bear it anymore. And the two of us who had to watch it all morning, or 4 or 5 hours, I thought I was going to faint from it all, because it was so awful. It was so appalling. And it wasn't fun, and it wasn't loving. And it's ridiculous. But people are frightened, aren't they? People always have to be goody two-shoes. If they're on television, they have to say what they think they were expected to say, so that they're invited again, and so they'll get money, and they're not sort of sometimes cross like I am, and I don't care. I say what I think, and you do too.
Hollywood was willing to give her a shot. But let's be real, Meghan hasn't produced anything of real substance. Angela Levin makes a great point. This isn't about empowerment or rebranding. It's about Meghan scrambling to stay relevant in an industry that's losing interest in her. And let's not forget, she constantly talks about privacy for her kids, but suddenly, Archie and Lilibet are showing up in her marketing? The hypocrisy is off the charts. Now, here's something people need to pay attention to. Hollywood isn't exactly welcoming Meghan with open arms anymore. Even Gwyneth Paltrow, who's basically the queen of the lifestyle brand world, seems to be taking subtle digs at Meghan.
Well, Angela, this is so funny because you talk about how difficult it was to watch the review. Watch With Love, Meghan, because we did a big review, and of course people can watch that full episode. We watched all of With Love, Meghan, so you don't have to. But listen to this. A priest, Angela, has told Catholics to watch the Meghan Markle documentary as penance for Lent. So this is a parish priest, and his father, Brendan Kilcoyne, he referred to one scene from the program in which Meghan talks to a beekeeper and claimed the bees were mortified by their conversation, which he sarcastically described as riveting. He said Meghan Markle is nemesis. She is the anti-monarchy. Thank God they're out there in Montecito, herself and her poor deluded noggins of a husband. So Father Brendan Kilcoyne says, actually, the only reason to watch Meghan Markle on Netflix is as penance for Lent. I thought that was quite something, Angela.
I think it's amazing, actually. You don't expect that from any father, do you? I mean,
no.
I don't know this man, but I think that it's fascinating that he found it so awful that he would say that. Now, you can't then say to me, look at all the love there. I don't think a priest would do that at all, unless he found that it was abominable and he wanted to really help people cope with looking at it.
And Angela, I have to ask you about this astonishing new report in the Sun newspaper, which details Meghan Markle's bold plan to become a billionaire. Some of the source quotes in this article, Angela, was just quite something. An insider said she wants to be a billionaire. She wants a private jet. She wants to live a certain way. The assumption is if you marry a Prince of England, then you end up with a private jet and the lifestyle she craves. But when she realised William and Kate would ultimately be in charge of how much they got in terms of their allowance, she was saying, we got to get out of here. So it was all about the money. I mean, the billionaire thing is interesting to me, Angela, because there is
the money and the fame. It's also the fame.
Yeah.
She wanted to be
She wants
known
both.
for herself. Yes.
But what did you make of the fact that this is actually like quite a plan? It's...
And when Hollywood elites start distancing themselves, something is up. Let's be honest. Meghan tried to make herself into an A-list power player, but it's not working. The people she desperately wanted to impress, Oprah, the Clooneys, the Obamas, are all keeping their distance. And why? Because Meghan and Harry bring drama, lawsuits, and controversy everywhere they go. And in Hollywood, that's career suicide. So where does this leave Meghan? Her royal fairy tale is crumbling, her Hollywood dreams are on life support, and now she's resorting to gimmicky branding just to stay afloat. The question is, how long before she completely loses her relevance?
Yeah, well, I think some people, occasionally, some people know exactly what they want about money because money is the main thing for them because that will give you everything that you want if you've got lots of money. And so she's determined to do that, to say, you know, there you are, the royal family, I can do better than you. And I think that she would like that, but she's not a person who will be satisfied ever with certain things. And I think money is one of them. So to say you want to be a billionaire and you're going to do it by yourself, largely by selling your clothes, not your own clothes, but clothes you've chosen. And she thinks she's going to do well. But we have seen now, experts, that in the years that she's gone and tried to do things, she's failed at everything. Now, you know, sorry about that. I don't want to laugh or say, you know, so, you know, it serves you right. But I think that actually she can't do that. One of the reasons is she doesn't look at the detail and she's got no patience. So she's put, like, for example, all the food and everything, told us all about it, where they're not on the shelves yet. You can't buy them yet. So if you wanted a good purchase, that you should have actually waited until the two things can be together, because nothing's better than saying, look, here's my wonderful jam. Here it is. Look at this. Taste it. It's absolutely lovely. You think, oh, why don't I do that? I'll go and get it from the shop. Whereas if you say, I've done that, and in 6 months' time it will be on the shelf, why bother? It gets very stale and you don't do it. So that's one big fault. And the other is she thinks that she knows much better than everything and everyone, and she knows how to do it. Well, she doesn't know how to make documentaries, and she doesn't know how to deal with people. And I think that's another one. So she's got two difficulties, but she doesn't see them because she's not interested in what anyone else has to say or tell her, which is, you know, her fault. You need to learn, don't you? We all need to learn. And she hasn't. You know, she can't run a monarchy because she wasn't there long enough. You have to be there, don't you, a long time.
Yes, indeed you do. And Angela, of course, we are just sending all of our good wishes to King Charles as he recovers this weekend. And hopefully the show is back on the road. But of course, if he needs to take more time, I think everyone will be completely understanding of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we wish him well.
Absolutely. Angela Levin, we will speak next week. Thank you so much.
At the end of the day, Meghan made her choices. She burned bridges with the royal family, alienated former friends, and overplayed her victim card one too many times. Hollywood has moved on and the public is starting to see through the act. Alright folks, that's it for today's reaction. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more no BS commentary, and drop a comment below. Do you think Meghan will ever make it big in Hollywood, or is this the beginning of the end for her brand? Let me know what you think.